test planning. See, in order to understand the phases, this is the format. Input are references, next tasks, next output. Output of every phase, input for next phase. Say next, Gurunath, what are the input or references for test planning phase in software test life cycle?
I don't know, sir. Like, no.
Okay, this is core. Can you tell me, Sunil Maganti, what are the important references for test planning?
Like
How you
entry criteria.
how you plan for test activities?
Entry criteria and exit criteria will have.
Entry criteria, exit criteria, those are fields in test plan documentation. Test plan document. Test plan document is different. Test planning phase is different. It is phase. Test plan is document. Or you can
Is this a requirement?
Requirement documents, sir.
requirements.
Requirements, LLD, HLD.
Okay. Neeladri. Okay, Sunil. Neeladri, continue.
Yes, that's whenever the requirements are finalized, BRD documents or any requirement specific documents are the
document name, whatever it might be, if it is SRS or CRS. See, some companies use name SRS, software requirement specification. Some companies use PRD, product requirement document. Some companies use CRS, customer requirement specification. Say, but official term is SRS. Some companies use other names. Anyhow, that is requirements only. Requirements, document name, whatever it might be. Requirements. Next, anything else for planning, test planning? Requirements.
resources.
Resources is reference. Resources are references. Okay, Sridevi, can you tell me?
The requirements like user story.
Okay. Okay, put mute. Madhumati.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Project plan is.
Yes, project plan. See, based on project plan, test lead prepares test plan. Say, okay. Project manager. Project manager prepares project plan. Based on project plan, test lead prepares test plan. See, project plan also reference. Project plan. Next, test strategy. What is test strategy? Have any idea? Mukul, Sanjida Mukul.
Test strategy.
This is a company level document. Suppose test plan, project level. Test cases, project level. Test strategy, company level document. It is not only for this project. It is for multiple projects, for one or more projects. See, it describes how to conduct testing. Sunil, any idea? Test strategy document, company level document.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, these are the mandatory requirements for formal test process. Mandatory. Next, optional references, design docs, if available. Design docs means HLD, high level documents, low level documents. Niladri put
Sir,
after
how about the estimation?
estimation is activity. It is not reference.
Okay.
It's not input. Okay. Put
Okay.
mute. Put mute. Say design documents, HLD, LLDs. Next, process guidelines. Process guidelines documents. One or more. One or more. Next, company, corporate standards. Corporate standards. Docs, etc. See, first three mandatory documents or references, remaining optional. Next, what are the important tasks in test planning phase? Tasks. Smita, what are the important tasks in test planning?
Understanding and analyzing the requirements.
Yes, first understanding and analyzing the requirements. Analyzing the requirements. Next, feasible study, risk analysis. Next, test strategy implementation. Say, test strategy is company level document. It describes all test levels and test types and how to conduct testing in every test level, etc. Here we adopt test strategy for our project. Suppose our company test strategy describing functional testing, performance testing, security testing, etc. Suppose for our project, no performance testing, only functional testing. We adopt functional test strategy for our project. See in simple words, test strategy describes how to conduct testing. See, in every level, we conduct testing. Okay, testers may vary from one level to another. Suppose in unit testing, testers are developers. In system testing, testers are independent testers like you. Next, in acceptance testing, testers are customers or customer side people. Okay, testers may vary from one level to another, but testing concept same. See, test strategy implementation, how to conduct testing. Suppose in our project only functional testing. Our test lead implements functional test strategy for our project. Suppose for another project, functional testing, performance testing and usability testing. The test lead implements functional testing guideline strategy and performance testing strategy, how to conduct performance testing, etc. See, test strategy implementation. Next, based on test strategy, test estimations, high level activity, test estimations, observe first requirement, next strategy, Next, estimation. Suppose I have to go to another city. That is my requirement. How to go? Strategy. By car, by flight, strategy. Depends on that strategy, test estimation varies. Suppose by car, 5 hours. By flight, 1 hour. See, based on strategy, we estimate. See, first requirement, next strategy, next estimations. See, in this test, this is high level activity. Generally, test lead or team lead estimates, prepares test estimation with the help of all team members also. Okay, test estimations. For test estimations, what are the considerable factors? Some considerable factors are there. First one, scope. Scope of the project. What is scope? Suppose financial applications having more scope than ERP applications. Suppose one ERP application is there, enterprise resource planning. Suppose one industry, cement factory is there, that cement factory software application. Suppose modules, HR, stock, marketing, sales and distribution, accounts, stores, etc. That ERP application also important, but suppose ERP application failed for 1 hour or 2 hours. Problem is there, but not severe. Why? All that industry resources under the control of that industry. Suppose taking attendance, say a software failed. Okay, they take attendance manually. After rectifying the problem, they can enter the data. Suppose financial application, internet banking application failed for 1 hour or 2 hours. See, all customers of that bank not under the control of the bank. Suppose lakhs of customers get dissatisfaction. See, financial applications having more scope than other applications. But every software application is important, I can accept. But some application having more scope. Getting this point, Sunil? Scope of the project.
Yes, sir.
Next, time. Suppose customer asked to complete the project within 6 months. Time also one of the considerable factor for test estimations. Suppose if time is less, we have to increase the resources, environmental resources as well as human resources. Suppose if time is more, you can take sufficient resources. Next, resources available, environmental and human resources. Next, budget, etc. These are the considerable factors for test estimations. Okay, na? Sanjida Mukul, Sanjida, are you following?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Somebody not trying. Madhumati, are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. What about you, Preeti? You joined several times and disconnected. Now getting?
Yes,
Preeti
sir.
Joshi.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I'm good.
Okay, cool. Okay. Still somebody, Sunil, Sridevi, Smita, Sanjida, Neeladri. One person not available. Okay. Next, team formation, test plan documentation. 2 tasks are there. Which one is first? Gurnad Natarajan. Team formation or test plan documentation?
Test plan documentation, sir.
Test plan documentation is first. Then team formation.
Yes, sir.
No.
No,
As
sir.
per
No.
industry standards, some companies may not follow formal process, but as per industry standards, first team formation, then test plan documentation. Why? For test plan documentation, all team members' contribution required. See,
Uh,
author of the document is test lead or team lead only. Okay, test lead. Some companies use test lead term, some companies use team lead term, some companies use test manager. See, depend on size of the company, size of the project, etc. Okay, test lead or team lead is the author of the document, test plan document. But all team members contribution required for scheduling
uh,
the activities, for roles and responsibilities, etc. Okay, na?
okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome. This is the formal process. See, some companies may not follow formal process. First test plan, after planning, they recruit the people. That is different case. That is informal. See, team formation. Next, test plan documentation. See, documenting the test plan. See, in test plan, you can find exit criteria, entry criteria, suspension criteria, roles and responsibilities, schedule, etc. Next, one important task. Some companies may not follow this one, but important one. Configuration management planning. Configuration. Configuration management planning. Smita, have any idea what is configuration management? It is not only for testing team, it is also for other teams in the project. It is for all stakeholders of the project. See, developers, see, it is important for development team. It is also required for project management. See, configuration management not only for testing team, for all stakeholders of the project. What is configuration management?
Is it if the requirement changes after the deployment, do will configuration management team needs to give an approval?
Okay, approvals. Okay, and I'm asking what is configuration management? Okay, Madhumati. Have any idea, Madhumati?
No, sir.
Okay, say storing and organizing, storing and organizing all configurable items is called configuration management. Simple words. Storing and organizing all configurable items is called configuration management. What are the configurable items in our software testing? Okay, I will explain. Before that, you can plan configuration management manually. Some companies follow manual process, and some tools also available for configuration management. Nowadays, some tools also available for configuration management. Preeti, have any idea? For configuration management, some tools also available. For example, VSS, Visual Source
VSS.
Safe.
Yeah.
Visual Source Safe. Suppose in EFT, ALM is there, Application Lifecycle Management. ALM supports little bit configuration management apart from test management. Okay. Configurable items. See, storing and organizing all configurable items is called configuration management. What are the configurable items in software testing? See what software and hardware we use for testing, and what documents we, see somebody system making noise, avoid that one. I think Smita. Okay. See what software and hardware we use for testing and what documents we produce during testing all comes under configurable items. All come under configurable items. Suppose test plan document, test cases, test data, test summary report, defect reports, all are configurable items. We need to track. See, configuration management main purpose is version control. We can change, we can track the changes in requirements, etc. See what software and hardware we use for testing and what documents we produce during testing all come under configurable items. See this configuration management not only for software testing, also for other stakeholders in the project. It is more important for development team. Okay. Okay, now Sanjida, did you understand this concept? Brief idea?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, traceability matrix documentation. Traceability matrix. Documentation. Say, what is traceability matrix? Neeladri, what is traceability in our
Yes, it is.
scenario?
It is a mapping among requirements, test case, defects, and use cases.
Use case different. Say, use cases are more elaborated documentation than requirements. User stories. If we use use cases, you no need to use requirement document. Okay. Either requirements or use cases. We map either requirements or use cases, but use cases is not the official. Official is requirements. Okay, na?
Yeah, it's so in general, so it is a mapping among requirements, test case, and defects.
Yes. See, mapping requirements and test cases. Nowadays, people are adding defects also, but in olden days, only mapping requirements with test cases so that we can understand all requirements are covered or not and any duplicate test cases are there or not, etc. Okay, mapping requirements with test cases and nowadays defects. Okay, see test lead. Test lead is the author of this document. Test lead starts this document. Next, all team members update this document throughout the life cycle. See, all team members update this document throughout the life cycle. Next important task, define test environment setup. Define test environment setup. Say test environment or test lab required environment for testing. Test lead or team lead. Test lead defines the test environment setup. Test lead knows what to install. How test lead knows? Based on SRS document. Okay. Test lead knows what to install. Okay. Test lead defines the test environment setup. Next, technical support people, system administrators, implement the test environment setup. Next, testers or team members verify the test environment setup during test execution. Say, for this test environment, 3 steps, or you can say 3 stages. Defining test environment setup by team lead or test lead. Next, implementing test environment setup by technical support people, network or system administrators. Next, verifying the test environment setup by team members, testers. Okay, now, Smita, this concept, defining test environment setup.
Yes, sir.
Who defines test environment setup?
Test lead.
Who implements test environment setup? Implementation.
Implementation team, sir.
Sunil, who implements test environment setup?
Network engineers.
Hardware
Network
engineer,
engineers,
or
developers.
system administrator, or network administrator, or technical support people. See, designations depends on company. Okay.
Yes.
Next, who verifies the test environment setup? Who verify?
Test engineers.
Test engineers.
Test engineers.
Okay. When? During test execution, not now. Okay. Say output of this phase. Can you tell me, Madhumati, output of this phase? See, we discussed input, tasks, output. What is the primary output in this phase?
Test plan document.
Yes. Test plan document. Okay. Suppose if we use configuration management plan, that configuration management plan also output, but primary output is test plan document. This is the input for next